I am. It feels like forever since I've sat in front of a camera, and it's literally only been like 1 week. Oh man, life comes at you fast. I've had some extreme highs and some extreme lows in the last week, and I wanted to make a video talking about all of it. Yeah, this has been the longest break I've had in years, and it's been a week. So, if you've ever wondered just how much work goes into this channel and like just how much dedication goes into this channel, it feels like I've been gone for forever. It's the longest I've ever been gone, and I've literally only been gone for like 6 days. I don't even think it's been a full week. So, but we got a lot of stories to tell. A lot of things have happened, and I just wanted to make a little ramble video, a reintroduction. Anyways, so if you're new to the channel and you're a fan of ASMR, ASMR gaming, ASMR collecting, this is the channel for you, hence the name Collect and Play. But if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you hit that like button. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for all of the incredible comments and just well wishes you guys have left for me, and more importantly for Apollo and for my family. I really, really appreciate it, and I was sharing them with my fiance, and it really was really sweet to hear and read. So I just want to say a quick thank you. But yeah, if you've been following my community tab, my community posts, Apollo, he had to be taken to the vet multiple times. We went to the vet like multiple times, but yeah, we thought, he's had arthritis issues in his back legs for probably like 2 years now, a little bit over a year maybe. He's a 9-year-old pug, and, as dogs get older, most of them do develop arthritis. So, this early last week, or maybe even late the week before, we noticed he was kind of having issues, like, kind of keeping himself up. He would sit down, and even when he would sit down, he would, like, sit down and, like, lean up against a wall. And so we thought that was weird. He's done it before, and it was typically because his arthritis was really getting really bad. So we took him to our vet down the road, and to be fair, we were kind of pointing them in the direction of, hey, I think his back legs, his arthritis is bad. Check out his, can we get something to help him out? And they agreed, because they knew that he had arthritis, and they gave us some pain medication and like an anti-inflammatory, and we went home, and he responded semi-well to that, but it wasn't enough. It kind of started to get worse, so we had to take him back in again to the vet a second time, where they actually did x-rays this time, just to make sure that it wasn't anything like nefarious, like with maybe like a chipped bone in his leg or something. Like he was in quite a bit of pain, and it was very, very obvious. So they x-rayed like kind of like his back half, like all 4 legs, and then like pretty much his entire spine. They did x-rays on him, and it pretty much just came back exactly what we thought it was, which was a little bit of arthritis showing in the x-rays. And so I think they gave us something a little bit stronger. There was a little bit of an escalation there, and we gave him red light therapy, like laser therapy, which my fiance's sister has a pug as well, and when he got hurt, he kind of got hurt as a puppy. They gave him the laser therapy, and he just sparked right up. So we were like, you know what, let's try this laser therapy out. So we gave him laser therapy on his back legs, and we were on our way. And we went home that night and gave him his medicine and went to sleep. And that night was the night that he woke us up like whimpering. It was like the saddest noise you've ever heard, and he woke us up, and we immediately knew there was something wrong. And we actually took him to a local vet, emergency vet. Actually, I say local, it's like 35 minutes, 40 minutes away or so. But I mean, it was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was not going to make it to the next day. So we loaded him up in the car and took him to the emergency vet. It's an emergency vet that we've gone to in the past. So they took a look at him. They had some stuff on file. It's actually a really great vet, and I just absolutely commend them for the way they treated us, because when we went in there, they did a physical examination and like a neurological examination, because we didn't know if it was like maybe like a neurological thing. And he had a suspicion, the doctor that we saw had a suspicion that he might have a slipped disc in his neck, which would be a neurological thing. But they gave us the option, which was so nice of them. They kind of just told us to, if we wanted to just leave and go to the other emergency vet that's down the road, and we would act like nothing ever happened, and that would be like the emergency visit. And they actually let us leave without paying. We did not get charged a single dime for walking into that first emergency vet, which was incredible. It was really nice of them to do. But we went to the next one, the other emergency vet, and they actually took a look at him, and they went ahead and confirmed the suspicion in their own physical examination that yes, it was in fact his neck. They had suspicion that it was the exact same thing. So that's now 2 emergency vets that have said, hey, your dog has a slip disc in his neck. And so they wanted to run an MRI to confirm, and then once they had the confirmation, they were going to do surgery. So we had to do a large deposit to get all this rolling. It was upwards of close to 5 figures of a deposit, which was very painful, but there was zero hesitation. As soon as, we had 2 different doctors telling us the issue, and from what they described, it was a very easy procedure, and like 99% of the time, they come out feeling so much better, like instant relief. So we said, we're doing it. Let's do it. We left him there. He got the MRI, and then we got a phone call from the doctor, the nurse, saying Apollo was out of. He had been woken up because they had to put him under for the MRI. That he had been woken up, and the doctor would be calling us shortly. Which, when the doctor told us that he was getting an MRI, they basically said that he would go straight from having the MRI. The results were instant. The doctor would look at them, confirm, give us a call to confirm, and then they would run the surgery without waking him up. So when they said they woke him up, we got worried. We got really worried that it was something really bad. And to be fair, it was worse than what we thought, or it was worse than what we were originally told, but we were thinking like doomsday scenario, like this is going to be the end of, I think neither one of us wanted to admit it, but in the back of our minds, we were like, oh God, this is not good. But the doctor eventually called us back, and poor guy, Apollo did not have 1 slip disc. Apollo has 3 slipped discs in his neck. One of them is more severe than the other 2, but obviously with it being 3 compared to 1, it makes the surgery a lot more serious, and it's something that the doctor wanted to avoid. So, it was terrible timing because my brother's wedding was this past weekend. So, that kind of brings me to the second part of the story time. But we decided to medically board him for, so that they could monitor him very closely. They would administer him some new pain medication. He's on 4 different medications right now. He's on 2 pain medications, as well as a steroid and an antacid, which is apparently all of this medication gives you like stomach problems, or can cause stomach problems. So he's on an antacid as well to kind of keep him from getting sick, like nauseous, I guess. So, yeah, we medically boarded him and came home, and we were a wreck. We were sleep deprived. We hadn't slept in like 3 days because we were dealing with vet visits in the middle of the night. We were worried about him even before we took him to the vet. It was just kind of like we were up a good bit, like checking on the dog, making sure he's okay, before we even knew what was wrong. And so we medically boarded him, and we came home, and we packed up, and we went to my brother's wedding, which was an absolute blast. It was down in Jasper, Georgia. If anybody from Georgia knows where that is, it's kind of like the northwest, like kind of up by LJ. It's in the mountains. We stayed at Big Canoe, and it was it was a very nice wedding, an extremely nice wedding, actually. And knowing my brother, it is exactly the perfect wedding for him. And that, I genuinely, I loved it. It was great. It was the perfect wedding for him, and I had a ton of fun. My fiance had a ton of fun, all things considered. Just because, it was like kind of hard to have fun when your dog is like borderline paralyzed. He could not hold himself up. By the time we had taken him in, finally, like when he woke us up that night, he could not hold himself up at all. He couldn't walk at all. He still had feelings in his feet and toes, because whenever the doctor would like grab him, he would like pull him away. So that was like a sign that he wasn't like fully on, like it wasn't fully set in. And in that sense, we got it early. So, but yeah, we went and we had a fun time. My fiance had not met a lot of my extended family on my dad's side, and she got to meet a lot of them, and we had a blast. It was, I don't know why I don't know why I expected anything less, but she got along with everybody perfectly, and it was a nice little icebreaker because all of them will be invited to, or my aunts and uncles are going to be invited to our wedding, and it was a nice little like icebreaker, like chance of an icebreaker, because it would have been awkward if they were like meeting her for the first time at our wedding. I don't know, it just would have felt weird. So, but yeah, so that was a blast. We came home. It was about a 3-hour drive from our house. We came home and we left Apollo at the vet for one more night while they just kind of ironed out everything. And I'm glad we did. Honestly, I kind of wish we had left him for another day, because we went and picked him up on Monday. I wish we had left him until Tuesday. Because when we picked him up, he was heavily sedated, or not sedated, but medicated. I think I was expecting for him to be in better shape than what he was in when we received him, which was just a massive, just like, oh God, like, is he ever gonna get better kind of deal. Like, it was such a just scary sight, and just like a scary feeling. Like, that's like your dog, and I feel like I should have probably prefaced this video with like a trigger warning talking about like pets and pets dying. I know that's such a really sad subject to talk about. feel like everybody's lost a pet at some point in their lives, or maybe not. I don't know. And it's never fun. It's never fun. And this was so unexpected, and it came up so fast, and it happened so fast. Like literally one day, he was just walking around just fine, and then like 3 days later, couldn't really stand. So it was just very scary in that sense. Yeah, I wish we had kept him there for another day, because when we brought him home, like I said, I was expecting him to be so much better off, and I kind of had like a full-on breakdown, thinking that he was never going to get better. It was only day one of his new. He's on a steroid. It was only day one of his new medication like regimen. So I think I was just not prepared for what kind of state he was going to be in when we got him. Like I was expecting him to just be much more chippy, like maybe like walking around a little bit better. He was not. At least, well, he was walking around a little bit better, but just not to my expectation, I guess. And so that was just like really, really upsetting. And then we got him home, and I think we both were just kind of like not prepared for the state that he was in. We got a pin, which I've posted pictures on my community tab of him like sleeping in his pen. You might see he's got a cage back here, which I don't think we're gonna use, just because it's kind of, I don't know, like putting him in a cage is a little bit more like, I don't know, it's kind of sad. Like I feel like they need to have a little bit of a, like a, I don't know, just like being able, like be able to breathe, if that makes sense. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. I thought there was maybe something wrong, because that was my fiance, and we have the pet cam, so maybe she saw something on the pet cam that I missed. Anyways, yeah, so he's got his cage back here. We're not going to use it just because I feel like he's more comfortable in his pen. He's got like a 4-foot by 4-foot pen, which is like, we've got nice comfy sheets down there for him to like lay in and just like be comfortable. I think he's really doing, he's, one thing's for sure, he is definitely comfortable. But after we got him in for the first night, we immediately, the next day, it was like he was 100, not 100, like he's not 100% healthy. He was 100% better than the day before. And then today, it's like he's 100% better than the day before. So he is like 300% better than when we first brought him home. He's able to stand and drink his water when we give him water. He's able to stand and eat when we feed him, which he was laying down to eat when we first brought him in. When we take him to the bathroom, he can kind of walk a little. He's like much less wobbly. All in all, he has improved so much, and it's, oh man, I cannot explain to you how just like afraid we were. And after that first night, we were like, all right, I do you feel better? And she asked me, like, do I feel better? And we both felt better about it. And then today, it's like, oh my god, he looks incredible. My mom came down to help clean up around the house just because we did so much traveling. We had this place spotless before my bachelor party, which was NFL draft weekend, and then the dog started getting sick, and then my fiance went on a bachelorette trip, her sister's, not hers, and then the dog got sick, and then we went to my brother's wedding. So like there was a lot of focus in other places other than like keeping a clean and like well put together house. And so I just asked for her help just because we were like literally hanging on by a thread, and she came and stayed all day. She spent the night, which was so helpful. And oh man, it is a miracle that if you had asked me like 2 days ago if I'd be feeling this good about things, but here I am, feeling great, and I'm back. I'm ready to start doing my uploads again. It's gonna be tough because next week my fiance starts a new job, and she's no longer work from home, so I'm gonna have to be looking after Apollo 24/7 while she's gone. So I don't know what that schedule is gonna look like. Whether or not I can just maybe record something while he's sleeping, which I should be able to. It should be no different than how it usually is. But, you know, obviously it just takes a little bit extra focus and a little bit extra caretaking when he's in this condition. So I still stand by what I said in my last community post. Like, I don't want to promise you guys I'm not going to be doing scheduled, or I'm not going to be doing like releasing schedules for the foreseeable future. We might go back to that later, but I don't want to like promise a video on a certain day and then something come up where I'm having to watch Apollo for a little bit longer, or you know, me not being able to film at a quiet time, you know, throughout the day or something. Like, I've been worried so much about my channel during all of this, and I just need to kind of like reduce the expectation, I guess. I've always been, with this channel, I feel like I've always overpromised with certain things, and I just wanted to kind of bring that standard back down a little bit. So my goal now is to underpromise and overdeliver. That's always what you want to do. You always want to underpromise and overdeliver, and that's what I'm hoping to do. So I'm sorry to any members out there. I'm sorry for not posting a member video last week. Like I said, I was very sleep deprived. It was like Wednesday, and we were leaving on Thursday, and I had no video planned for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And the dog was sick, and everything was just going wrong, and I was like, I need to take a step back. And I'm glad I did, because I feel like I'm myself again, and that's really important. So thank you again for all of the well wishes. You guys have been incredible with the prayers, the thoughts and prayers, the DMs. I've gotten DMs from creators. I've been getting DMs from fans, and just everything in between. You guys have been incredible, and I'm very, very thankful. But I think this week, as far as content you guys can expect moving forward, I want to try Doom for a video. I think that could be interesting, given the fact that it's Doom and it's like the anti-ASMR game. Could do that for a video. Expedition 33 I've yet to try. I'd like to maybe do that for a video. And then of course there's a new 2K season. Maybe a new 2K build video coming down the road. And then of course the member video. I don't know what I'll do for that, but I got some brainstorming to do. Maybe some shorts are in order. Just need to do some shorts, but yeah, that is gonna do it for today's little update ramble video. I appreciate you guys so very much. If you made it to the end of the video, leave a like. I'm just so very grateful. So very grateful. We also hit 130,000 subscribers, so shout out to you guys. Even when I'm not uploading, we're still growing, and I'm just, YouTube is such an incredible platform and such an incredible community, and I'm just very thankful. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully some of you guys got some relaxation. I know this was kind of a heavier subject, and it's not been the most fun times, but we got through it, and we're pushing forward. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.